UPK 53rd Annual Lord Passover.
53rd Annual Lord's Passover is going to be held down here in Florida.
It's going down.
You're here tonight to get a chance to be righteous enough to be worthy of God. Someone to save you.
That's right.
It's going down. The Lord's 53rd Annual Passover.
When we say we no cowards, we stop that business. We no cowards up in here.
Book your hotels now at the Holiday Inn Express and Suites, the IHG Hotel, 301 Tucker Lane, Cocoa Beach, Florida, 32926.
Here's a lot of men down. You dealing with the men of war. We at war. I sided with the
Comes with all your dishes, pots, and sports knives.
I kind of like this. This is like an apartment room and a hotel room. You know what I mean? This here right here is about to be holy ground. It's going to be holy ground. All our beautiful, wonderful brothers and sisters from all over the world. You understand? We can boast that now. Brothers and sisters coming not only from every state, but from all over the world. I heard the numbers this year is ridiculous. We had to buy out the whole hotel.
Friday, April 15th at the Space Coast Convention Center.
My camp undefeated. You cannot debate. You just want the clout. We just want the grace. I'm just trying to get it.
This is going to be glorious.
We don't give a fuck, you can see it in our faces. Got it out the mud, straight up out the base.
Ask him some, I could ask him something.
Sure, for sure.
You disagree that most of the wealth came from slavery?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay, so tell me where else did England's wealth come from?
Probably from
Give me Genesis where the earth did not give him
British land and
Say it one more time, nice and loud.
feudal monarchs and laws expropriating wealth from lower class English people, including overseas as well.
Okay, so you're saying the feudal system with wealthy royal people taking money from a lower class. Where did the lower class get the money from?
Well, mate, depends how far back you want to go.
Well, let's go as far back as you want to go.
Right.
You remember, you came up to us and you came up here. Right? You're the one who came up here. So if you come up, you had to establish where you started from. And I'm going to meet you right there.
Sure.
All right? So tell me, where did they get their money from?
Largely industrialization.
Come again? No, sir.
One of the issues I have with the built by slavery, colonialism, what have you, is that a lot of European countries are extremely wealthy that never engage in that. A lot of Scandinavian countries, if you control for Eastern Europe, the ones that were communist, obviously you have to discount them because that's
Okay,
economic system.
hold on.
You know what I'm saying?
What I don't want you to do is what usual people do. Come up here and drop a ton of breadcrumbs, and now I have to follow it like Hansel and Gretel. We ain't playing that. You're going to establish exact points you're going to make, and I'm going to destroy it and show you your life.
I didn't come up to chat. I just...
You came up, so you know...
I'm just listening to what you guys
No, this is the rules of engagement. You wasn't listening. You came up and you asked a question. So now I'm going to answer your question. Say again?
I answered the question. I was asked first.
You asked him a question? No problem, and you answer. So now you're in the game.
Yeah.
Welcome. What's your name?
Jacob.
Jacob, listen. Esau named Jacob. I know why else is funny. So Jacob, right? You saying now that England did not get its wealth from slavery?
In large part, no.
In large part. So now I want you to show me where England, in large part, got their wealth from.
Okay.
Because right now, England is holding, look it up for me, I don't want to quote it wrong. I think it's something like $800 million from Venezuela. That's Venezuela's money in gold bars.
I agree.
England is holding it at ransom.
I agree.
And then turning around and blaming Venezuela's president for their poverty. When they robbed Venezuela. So don't tell me. No, you gotta explain.
I agree with everything.
Now I just show you how your whole government is thieves.
I agree.
Now explain to me where in large the wealth of England came from.
Well, but you just talked about Venezuela. I agree with that.
But you disagree that England's wealth came from slavery.
So I don't see any compelling evidence.
You don't see any compelling evidence?
Yeah, like what?
Last month, Barbados was finally independent after being a colony for hundreds of years under the Queen. What more evidence you want?
Because
Last year, your Home Office deported the sons and the daughters of the West Indians who came here and saved you behind after World War II. What more compelling evidence do you want?
It's not slavery. Caribbean workers coming over.
That is definitely slavery. You know why? No, I'm not reaching. You have not been educated like you should be. And I'm going to show you that you have inherited lies from your father. How is it that West Indians were able to come across here in the Windrush in the first place? How? How? Say it again? Well, they came over in the Windrush, but explain to me how they were able to come over versus other people. I understand. Because the West Indian Islands were all British colonies from the slave trade. Thomas Thistlewood. You know who Thomas Thistlewood is? No. Somebody look up on their phone. Thomas Thistlewood. Thomas Thistlewood was a poor English hooligan who got permission to go and be over a slave plantation in Jamaica. He called it Egypt because it was just the land of bondage that the Hebrews were in Egypt. And Thomas Thistlewood, wait your turn, woman, shut your mouth and wait your turn. Have some goddamn manners. Have some manners. Raise your hand and have some manners. Wait your turn.
What about the Irish?
Jacob, back to you. Jacob, back to you. Back to you, Jacob. Look up Thomas Thistlewood. Thomas Thistlewood wrote diaries about how he would rape the slaves and beat the slaves, so much so that he was described as the most cruel slave owner. Don't tell me England is benefit from the slavery of the West Indian Islands.
So, what I would say...
Give me Zechariah 11 and 5. Go ahead.
So I was going to say... what I would say is I'm quite in agreement that all this stuff you're talking about made a handful of private individuals very, very wealthy.
No, it was not a handful of private individuals.
That's a big jump to then say, oh, it benefited the whole country.
That wasn't a handful of private individuals.
Okay,
that wasn't a handful. He was commissioned by the government of England. Give me the bank. Give me the bank that they just brought out recently. I think it's University of Cambridge also. That was funded by slave money. Like, this is the problem with your people. And this is not racist. This is just identifying the perpetrators of crime. This is the problem with your people. Read.
Zechariah 11 and 5. Whose possesses slay them.
No, give me 4 from verse 4.
Verse 4. Thus saith the Lord my God. Feed the flock of the slaughter.
God said to feed the flock of the slaughter. In the Bible, the Lord's flock are the children of Israel. The children of Israel are the 12 tribes. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. I could prove that to you any day of the week. He said, feed the flock of the slaughter. And we out here to teach our people. Because our people living on the bottom in England, in the bottom in America, Venezuela, wherever you go, black Hispanic people are on the bottom. Even though we built the country, fought for the country, gave our lives for the country, we still at the bottom. We send us out here to feed the flock, meaning to teach black people who they are. And while we teach black people who they are, privileged sons like Jacob come up to say that his foreparents was not criminals. And this is what the Lord has to say about you. Go ahead.
Whose possesses slay them.
Whose what?
Whose possesses slay them.
The people that own the flock of the slaughter are your people, Jacob. Our people are owned by your crown. Till this day, we're owned by your crown. We go when your crown says go, and we come when your crown says come. You are people who came here and served this country and was born here. And last year, your crown listened to some heathen, Priti Patel, and deported West Indians who saved the country. Who's what?
Whose possesses slay them and hold themselves not guilty.
Till this day, your people have murdered our people right here with no provocation. And you hold yourself not guilty. The slave trade built the earth. The transatlantic slave trade built the entire earth directly by slave hand or from downstream industries, from the cotton picked or the cane picked that made rum. It drove the earth right up until the Industrial Revolution. The East Indians who went to the Caribbean as indentured laborers, where the money came from that paid them?
I don't know.
Oh, you don't know? From the plantation that your forefathers owned. Slavery built the earth. All you Afghans and Pakistanis in England today, you East Indians, you directly benefit from the slavery of black people. Don't tell me nothing about you wasn't wealthy off of black backs. Your foreparents are criminals. And only God can judge you because you don't listen to nobody else. Keep reading.
And they that sell them say, blessed be the Lord, for I am rich.
Say it again.
And they that sell them say, blessed be the Lord, for I am rich.
Your people sold us into slavery and turn around and praise white Jesus. Where's the sign? Give me that sign. Turn around and say, blessed be the Lord, because I am rich. God save the Queen. God wills it. While you whipped our backs and hung us from trees and forced us to pick your goddamn cane and serve in your military. And now you stand here today and say, you wouldn't even say sorry for what your people did. You now try to tell me that what my foreparents went through didn't really impact England. Didn't really do nothing. Till this day, you can, what's your favorite sport? Football?
Why not?
Yeah. England wouldn't. You couldn't watch English football without black people. Till this day. Till this day, and I'm glad it never came home. Because you're a bunch of racist bastards. It should never come home. Because we built the empire and you would not honor us for it. You wouldn't even say thank you for it. Black people are the most calm, humble people. Had you done that to anybody else, they would blow up your buildings and cut your heads off in the street. Oops, they're doing it already. Them Arabs doing it. Them other nations, they're doing it. You sat on black people's necks for over 400 years. And all we do is say, I want an equal spot. We're not even violent back to you. And your people turn around and be violent back to us. We God's chosen people. We will never harm a hair on your head. But God is going to bathe the streets of this earth in your blood. And that's prophecy in the Bible. And I'll show it. You see what's going on in Ukraine? Yeah, that's the beginning.
But can I just say, I'm not one of those people going around, oh, Ukraine, oh, it's so horrible. Like, you were pointing out the hypocrisy.
It doesn't matter. You see, that doesn't matter.
I know that's not your concern, sure.
I know you wasn't going around crying. I know you wasn't mocking. But in a way you are. To deny what black people have done for England, have done for France. Do you know the French government made Haiti pay them for every soldier that was killed in the Haitian Revolution? When those soldiers was committed crimes by today's standard. Those French soldiers would be charged with breaking the Geneva Code by today's standard. And French government made Haiti repay them reparations for wanting to be free from slavery. And you stand today and tell me that we didn't impact the world? You're a liar, Jacob. You should apologize, Jacob. You should apologize, Jacob. You should apologize first, Jacob. You should apologize.
Why do you think I have anything to apologize for?
You don't have anything to apologize for? Just like your fathers. Just like your fathers, Jacob. Just like your fathers. Jacob, show me you're different. Show me that you're different. You made a false statement.
Yeah, no, but I was going to ask you, what would you like me to do personally, rather than my people?
It's not a matter of what I want you to do personally.
Okay, sure.
It's what you want to do personally.
Right.
Is that what you're
asking?
You don't
want me to do what you wouldn't ask anything?
No, I want you all to see this, right? You'll see these three fellas right here. You see that's what this came up with. See that they're trying to disrupt something. They feel free to mock us because of how your people destroyed us. When they was able to come to this country because of the slavery of my people. Your people are disgusting. God is going to destroy all of you, and you're going to be slaves when Christ comes back. And that rock in Mecca can't save you. Read one Allah wants.
John 8, verse 44.
Go to your mosque and tell your goddamn imam that.
Right.
Read.
Ye are of your father, the devil.
Say it again.
Ye are of your father, the devil.
Go ahead.
And
The lust.
And the lust of your father ye will do.
Ye are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father ye will do. Jacob, you really don't understand it. But that rhetoric you came up here spilling, you've learned that since you was a little boy in nursery school.
That's right.
You've learned to not feel sorry for the crimes of your people.
Right.
Boris Johnson said it last year. I'm tired of all this black apologetic stuff. I'm tired. It's kind of moist. It's all this wetness. That's what he said. He described our Holocaust as wetness.
Right.
He would never say that about the Jewish man.
That's right.
The Jewish people complain about the Holocaust till this day. 6 million Jews.
Be careful what you say.
I'm saying facts. What you going? You're going to charge me?
I don't have a problem.
They said 6 million Jews died in the Holocaust. Over 100 million Negroes were transported in the slave trade.
Right.
Shouldn't we be honored too?
Right.
Shouldn't we have a voice of sympathy too? Right? If the Jews are God's people, shouldn't the Holocaust be in the Bible prophesied? The slave traders in here.
Right.
It said Jews would go on ships and be sold as slaves naked to another people who they never saw before. That's in Deuteronomy. So don't come up here and tell me how we have not impacted the earth. Without black people, this place would be Russia.
Right.
Can you imagine the English League without black people, without Sterling, without Suarez, without all them black players that you love? Come on, man. How you want to apologize? Come on with me.
Well, again, I don't see what I have to apologise for, but without risking looking like I'm changing something, you said you could prove any day to me about what you said about the tribes.
Yeah, I definitely can't prove it, but you're going to have to apologize for that heresy you just came up here.
Well,
I know you don't want to apologize because ye are your father, the devil.
Right.
The lust of your father ye will do.
Right.
You don't feel sorry for a crime, just like the Queen's nephew. Like the Queen's son did not feel sorry for raping that woman.
Right.
That's why you don't feel sorry for what your people did to us. Because it's your culture. Your people have a culture of manifest destiny, of only the strong survive, and this is what you were meant to do, to rule and to pick every green thing on the earth and enjoy it at anybody's expense, no matter who is hurt.
Right.
That's why when Christ comes back, it's going to be death and destruction for you.
Right.
It's going to be absolute bloodshed without impunity.
What else will happen when Christ comes back?
Huh?
What else will happen when Christ
I'm
comes
glad you asked. I'll give you that one. Give me Revelations 13 and 9. You believe in the Bible? Of course you do. You're a good, honest British citizen. Come on. You're a good, honest, upstanding British young man. Where you from? Look like you're from Stoke.
I'm from London, actually.
You're from, fuck.
I know. Cosmopolitan.
Oh my God. Did your people build the London Bridge?
My people? Who's my people? Anglos, Dutch, Welsh?
The minute you don't know who your identity is, I know you're alive. Go ahead.
Book of Revelations 13 and 9. If any man have an ear, let him hear.
If any man, everybody has ears. So when the Bible says if you have an ear, let him hear, it's talking about understanding. If any man has understanding, let him hear and receive this. Read.
He that leadeth into captivity.
He that what?
He that leadeth into
Do
captivity.
you know what that means? To lead into captivity. What does that mean?
I'm assuming it's going to be something about enslavement.
Well, I don't know. What do you think?
Captivity sounds like a condition of slavery.
Okay, so you could say if somebody leads into captivity, right? You recognize this?
Yes.
What is this?
That's a ship that's landed a ship across the Middle Passage.
What's on the ship?
That would be slaves.
Your people?
No, that would be your
Jewish people.
Sorry?
Jewish people?
Not Jewish people.
You fear Jewish people more than God. I see that. I'm seeing that right now. You scared to say no, not Jewish people.
Well,
you scared to say it's not Jewish people on the sign because you fear Jewish people more than God.
Why is that? Why do I push you?
I don't know. I can't tell you why you're scared. This is captivity. This is them going into captivity. Who put these people on this ship?
That would be slave leaders.
Who were the slave leaders?
That would be various Europeans and Americans.
So, read it again.
He that leadeth into captivity.
So the Europeans lead these people into captivity.
White statues.
Go ahead. That's correct. Give him a hand. You're getting some courage. You see how contagious we are? You see how contagious we are as a people? If we were in charge, this world would be a better place. I'm trying to tell you.
It's funny because I would imagine I'd agree with 80%. I imagine we find 80% common ground.
You would imagine 80% would be true?
I guess it is.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll be in for a number.
This is what I'll tell you. In a short time, you'll find out. Read it again.
He that leadeth into captivity
He that leads into captivity, go ahead.
shall go into captivity.
Say it again.
Shall go into captivity.
What does that mean, Jacob?
Okay, so that's divine vengeance.
Give me 1 second, all right? I'm talking to him. You can wait? Could you wait? You have time? Thank you, man. I appreciate you're a well-mannered man, man. Give him a hand. He's a well-mannered guy. Let me finish this conversation and I'll come to you, all right? Go ahead.
It sounds like some alluding to some sort of divine vengeance.
No, it says exactly. He that leads into captivity must go into captivity. So what does that mean?
Sounds like some divine.
It sounds like the slave masters who did this are now going to become slaves themselves.
Right.
I didn't say that. This is not hate speech. This is not racism. This is God's word. And it's called justice. If you stole my money, for me to forgive you, you are going to have to give back what you stole. You stole centuries of my people. You're going to have to serve my people for centuries. That's fair. Everybody wants equal rights, right? You want to be equal. The only way to be equal, my people, I'm talking to my people now. If you want to be equal with white people, they have to become your slaves. Without that, there's no equality. Because for 600 years, 1,000 years, we served them and built their empires, built their cities, fought in their wars, entertained them on the football field, on the basketball courts, in the boxing arenas. If we want to be equal, you're going to have to come box after. You're going to have to go and try and play football. You're going to have to be better than Sterling. I'll be faster than Sterling. You'll make fun of him with that little chicken run. He ain't catching him though. He ain't catching him though. So.
ISUPK 53rd Annual Lord Passover.
53rd Annual Lord's Passover is going to be held down here in Florida.
It's going down.
You're here tonight to get a chance to be righteous enough to be worthy of God. Someone to save you.
That's right.
It's going down. The Lord's 53rd Annual Passover.
When we say we no cowards, we stop that business. We no cowards up in here.
Book your hotels now at the Holiday Inn Express and Suites, the IHG Hotel, 301 Tucker Lane, Cocoa Beach, Florida, 32926.
Comes with all your dishes, pots, and sports knives.
I kind of like this. This is like an apartment and a hotel room. You know what I mean? Yeah. This here right here is about to be holy ground. It's going to be holy ground. All our beautiful, wonderful brothers and sisters from all over the world. You understand? We can boast that now. Brothers and sisters coming not only from every state, but from all over the world. I heard the numbers this year is ridiculous. We had to buy out the whole hotel.
Friday, April 15th at the Space Coast Convention Center.
My camp undefeated. You cannot debate. You just want the clout. We just want the grace. I'm just trying to get it.
This is going to be glorious.